Two really important points. Here's Room and Board creating engagement. They've put the customer at the center of that thinking. What is the customer doing that we can engage with over the long term? They're completing their room. They're not just buying a piece of furniture, they're completing their room. Second, personalization. We know it works. I mentioned earlier this is our 10th connection. Mary Kay highlighted we've been talking about personalization for a long time. And I don't know if you recall, but you've asked us to do what we just showed. You said to us, you have all these rules in your system. We have all this data. There's all this sophistication. We're not sure what rules to put into our communication. Can't you decide? Can't the data decide? Can't we do something just to see what works based on all this wonderful data? Yes, we can, and we just saw it. An incredible story talking about engagement. We have one more customer, and I think in the Room and Board example, Mary Kay is very close to advocacy with Room and Board. We're going to talk about Alex and Ani, the amazing jeweler retailer, has to be one of the fastest growing companies in history, that has made a very important realization that social and how we engage with our customers on social isn't to be siloed in any one department. Whatever department that might be, it's a function for the entire company. It is a capability to enable the entire company on how to engage with customers. So we go from siloed social to complete and native social, just as part of the fabric of the company. And to see this in action, everyone, please welcome to the stage Greg Johnson, our Senior Vice President of our social products. Greg.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning to everybody. So today I want to share the story of a company called Alex and Ani and how they've used the power of a community of passionate customers, what they call super fans, to really drive transformative growth in their business. Now, Alex and Ani is based in neighboring Rhode Island, and they're a men's and women's lifestyle brand, which means they make jewelry and fashion products, things like bracelets and necklaces and leather goods and bangles like the one that I wear. And the great thing about Alex and Ani is each one of these products that they make, they're unique. They're each tied to a different place or ideal or a charitable organization that Alex and Ani supports. And that means that their customers can take these different pieces and they can mix them and match them and combine them to make their own personal statement about who they are and what they believe. And that creates this really rich connection with a brand. But it's also great because these customers love to share that experience and what they love about Alex and Ani on social media. And social media helps Alex and Ani reach an amazing different group of people. In fact, Alex and Ani has grown from a company of less than $5 million in revenue in 2010 to over $300 million in 2014. If you get your calculator out, that's 175% growth year over year for 5 straight years, an amazing record. Now, how are they doing that? How are they driving that kind of growth in their business? Well, they're using the Marketing Cloud and Social Studio to do 4 key things to build that community of what they call super fans. So first, they're publishing great content out on social networks to get the conversation started with Social Studio. Second, they're listening all across the web, all across different social networks, and every place a customer talks, Alex and Ani is listening so that they understand what customers are saying about their brand. But they don't just stop there. They're actually committed to replying and engaging with every single customer who mentions their brand. So if it's a compliment or a critique, if it's positive or it's negative, the customer knows that Alex and Ani cares, and that makes them feel special. And finally, when customers may have a problem, Alex and Ani is there to solve those issues on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and all these different social networks. Now, the nice thing is that we continue to deliver new innovations and new capabilities. And so we're helping Alex and Ani and all the other customers like yourselves with 3 new announcements today. First, we've brought Social Studio Analyze, the industry's most powerful social listening engine, into the Marketing Cloud and into Social Studio so that every digital marketer can listen to the voice of the customer. 2, we've expanded our capabilities to help you publish rich media on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube so you can connect with the power of photos and video. And finally, we've incorporated social customer cases into Journey Builder so that when a customer has an issue on Twitter, you can be aware of that fact and bring it into every single customer interaction. Now, let's see how Alex and Ani is doing this, and we're going to go over and show how they're managing all these different presences on social. And we're going to begin in Instagram, because if you think about Alex and Ani's typical customers, they spend time on Instagram connecting with their friends, connecting with their family. But it's also where they stay in touch with their favorite brands. And so we can dive in here and we can see Alex and Ani's Instagram profile and all the different rich media content they're using to tell their brand story and connect with customers. But the really smart marketers in this room will know that your most powerful voice as a marketer, it's not your brand voice. Your most powerful voice as a marketer is the voice of your customers, because your customers define your brand. And so if we search across all of Instagram, you can see there are over 500,000 photos that have been shared by Alex and Ani customers. Because what they're doing is they're going to special places, they're taking out their phones, and they'll take a picture at the Javits Center, or at the Statue of Liberty, or Disney World. And they're telling their friends about how much they love the Alex and Ani product. So if we dive into this one example here, you'll see this young woman. That's not my picture. That's not my wrist. I don't look quite that good. But you can see how Alonzi Alexa, she's talking about how much she loves Alex and Ani. And Alex and Ani engages with her and asks if they can share that information. Also, you can see where somebody else who doesn't even know Alonzi Alexa has asked, what product is that you bought? What are you so excited about? And she tells her what it is and where to get them. That's the power of customer advocacy. So how does Alex and Ani manage all those interactions across Instagram and all the different social networks? Well, now we're going to jump over and show you how they do that using the Marketing Cloud. And we've brought the power of Marketing Cloud and Social Studio all the way down to the phone so that the Alex and Ani team can manage their entire social strategy right from their phones. And we'll begin by logging in, and we'll see kind of the core capabilities of what they can do. So first of all, they're seeing what's going on with their brand and their competitors and in the industry. They're listening to see what's happening. But they can also manage their presences on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other social networks. So we're going to dive in and see what's happening with the Alex and Ani brand. And here every marketer can see what conversations are happening, what networks are those happening on so they can plan their social strategy. They can understand what words they're using to describe Alex and Ani's brand experience and their product. And importantly, we can understand the sentiment of the community, of our super fans. We can see that today, or we can track it over time to see how we're doing in serving our customers. But it's not just about getting insights. It's about how do you take those and put those to work and get them in action. So we're going to move over to Publish. And this is where the Alex and Ani team plans out their entire social marketing campaigns for weeks in advance. We can see all the content they plan to have go out across the different social networks. And then we can see that post that was earlier we saw on Instagram. We can see metrics so they can understand what social campaigns are working and which ones aren't and adjust accordingly. But they also want to engage and participate in those discussions. So if we go to engage, we can see all the different conversations happening across the entire social web, brought right here down to their phone, and they can see what their superfans in their community have to say. And we see this one particular question from a superfan called Christine. And Christine's saying, you know, I bought an Alex and Ani bracelet. I've loved it. I've worn it for years, but the clasp has started to go. And how can I get that problem solved? And so we'll reply and let her know that we'll take a look at it. But this is where we've connected social to service, because we can also loop in the customer service team that use the Service Cloud. The Service Cloud team has access to her transaction history, to her order details, how to process a return. They can do all the things they need to do to delight this particular superfan called Christine. But it doesn't stop there, because we've connected this interaction to Journey Builder, which you heard Brian and Scott talk about earlier. You can see Journey Builder has actually paused all outbound communications until we get that issue resolved. Now think about that. What's the worst thing you can do as a marketer when a customer complains about your product on social media? The worst thing you can do is send them an offer through some other team, through some other channel, and try to get them to buy another product, because that makes them think you don't care about them and the problem they have. Journey Builder takes care of that for you. You don't have to think about that. And so if we swipe over, we'll actually see an email that has been teed up to go out through Journey Builder letting Christine know about their monthly promotions. And over in that email, what you'll see is we can hold that back and ensure that that isn't seen and isn't delivered until Christine's problem is fixed, she's happy with the brand, and she's much more likely then to go in and buy that new offer and go transact. That's the power, you see, of holding that email and delivering it when the customer is ready, not when you as a company are ready. And that's how you connect social to your marketing, your sales, and your service. And that's the power of Social Studio and the Salesforce Customer Success Platform.
Greg, incredible. Alex and Ani is an incredible company, and we're very fortunate today to have Ryan Bonifacino, the CMO and Senior Vice President of Digital Strategies with Alex and Ani. So Ryan, can you join me, please? Everybody, welcome Ryan. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So Ryan, tell us about Alex and Ani, this amazing story. Just help us understand what's been happening.
Sure. Well, first and foremost, thank you for having us. We're honored to share the stage with many of the great brands. I actually feel like this event was personalized for me. Late last night, I was on my couch down in Soho, room and board couch, and I was eating McDonald's fries. Like, wait a second. I was watching Seth Meyers. This is a true story, looking at a picture of DVF wearing Alex and Ani. So now I have a Hot Wheel to play with later. Thank you. So our story really starts in 1966, and it really starts with listening. Our founder and fearless leader, CEO Carolyn Rafaelian, grew up on the floor of her father's factory, crawling around, listening to absolutely everything. So 66, up until we just celebrated our 10-year anniversary. So 10 years ago, she started the brand. And with this brand, she had a wonderful boutique in Newport, Rhode Island, and she listened to everything, every customer. So this is where her ideas came from a product design standpoint, as well as the servicing of that customer.
So it's really this idea of just listen to your customer. The customer's in your store, what are they saying?
Exactly.
And then you've carried that through all your stores.
The first half of the first 10 years in business, it was just that. That's what inspired the original product. So the product, by nature, it's an expandable concept and it's genius. But it's really the start of how we, as a company, invented a stackable concept. Now, the last half of the company, the last 5 years, this accelerated growth really happened with trying to clone this idea of Carolyn in the store as we opened up more stores and new accounts and launched our online business. So it was listening technology powered by Salesforce, the original Radian 6 product, that allowed us to essentially clone our listening program.
So you really do listen to everything and engage with every social mention. Everyone.
100%.
That's incredible. How big's your social team? How do you accomplish that?
It's about a dozen.
Okay, wow. Which is a pretty good team, right? I think that's how do you organize them? Are they throughout your company? Are they engaged in all aspects of the business?
Well, when listening to customers and pairing that with customer data, you have to centralize a team. So we had the luxury of not having to break down silos and reorganize. We wanted to build a company and a strategy around our customer. So it sits in one place, but it touches all areas of the business. So the things that we listen to that inspire store openings and new product design sits in one place with one centralized digital team.
And you make this very visible to your whole company. I think we're looking at something here.
Extremely. This is a little snapshot of our command center. So our command center exists here in New York. We have a digital team in New York and a digital team up at headquarters in Cranston, Rhode Island, which at one point was the world's capital for costume jewelry, fashion jewelry.
So you've created advocates. You've created this amazing network of advocates. What do you do next? Where do you go from here?
Well, I think when we listen a lot closer to our customers, we find new ideas. So, we're a meaning-based company. We just happen to deliver a lot of emotion and meaning through jewelry. So when we get into product extensions, what makes the most sense? Where are our customers also shopping? What are they talking about? What are they pairing their products with?
Excellent. Well, Ryan, thank you so much for joining us. It's an incredible story. Everyone, Ryan Bonifacino from Alex and Ani. Ryan, thank you so much.